For a network to thrive, first must come preparation.
In crypto or blockchain related, those are the hot fields because we haven't even scratched the surface in terms of how they can get deployed. And
building is just the beginning. Then it must be tested. Again.
The years of work the protocol labs and the community have put into this is very exciting and very inspiring.
And again.
We also, lost power a couple of times.
And again.
We continue to optimize our Filecoin clusters to make it faster and more stable.
Only then can the Filecoin mainnet become stronger and more resilient.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have ignition.
Welcome back to Space Race, the race to test the world's largest decentralized storage network and earn up to 4 million Filecoin. Welcome back to Space Race, the race to build out the world's first decentralized storage network and earn up to 4 million Filecoin. Now, in the past 2 weeks, we've heard from two of the top 3 teams in the race, 6block and IPFS Force. Now, while big mining companies are important, small individual miners are what make Filecoin's network truly decentralized. So this week, we're going to focus on the indie miner, the individual miner, people from all over the world who are putting their free hard drive space in their computers to work, to store and deliver files reliably and efficiently.
How tough it has been, I think it has been, totally brutal.
Working from his home in Denmark, Benjamin H. has managed to achieve a ranking of 9th place on Europe's regional leaderboard.
My name is Benjamin, and I'm a one-man army. I think this is a really big game changer, both for the internet, but also in general, how we see that, all the power is getting so centralized now that we might see a shift where this, goes the opposite way. So I think that this has really big importance for the future.
In the U.S., Stuart Berman works full-time as a security professional in Michigan. He's been on the forefront of emerging internet technologies since the 90s.
throughout the space race, we saw several things pop up. One thing was, for instance, the confidentiality of the system, like how do you protect your key, right? Because your key is kind of the way you protect your investment. I think that's part of the learning process. And again, for me, primarily, it's that learning process of what this is and what it really means and try to get my head around it.
In fact, indie miners are the day-to-day heroes and will play a huge role in the Filecoin retrieval market. They're basically regular folks like you and me who pick up and store popular files and then serve them up locally to their individual regions, quickly, cheaply, and efficiently. And when demand for a particular file increases in a certain region, well then, they'll be the ones who store multiple copies of that file closest to where it's actually needed.
We're familiar with a wide array of blockchain technology, and so we certainly understand the amount of work that needs to go into the research and design of implementing a brand new protocol. And definitely watching the years of work the protocol labs and the community have put into this is very exciting and very inspiring. We certainly have a lot of admiration for the people who are driving this development.
One of the main goals of Space Race is to prepare the Filecoin network for the sorts of usage and demand that will come after the Filecoin mainnet launch. So how it performs really depends on what's happening right now.
So I think that Filecoin can help the world by really just changing how we do data storage today.
And this is the problem that competitors are trying to solve. HTTP error 404 code, you can't find that file. And that's because the World Wide Web, as it's currently structured, is based on the idea of location and ownership and access, whereas IPFS, well, Web 3.0, no one owns the web, but everyone supports it and can access it, because wherever there are people that store each other's files and make them available, well, there they are. And that's why indie miners in Space Race are actually really critical in this competition.
This is definitely a lot more of a sophisticated technology than other blockchains that we've interacted with previously, but nonetheless, it certainly is achievable for anybody to participate and run a miner, provided that they can fulfill the hardware requirements. We certainly expect to see the barrier of entry decrease in the near future.
This final week includes important stress testing procedures for the Filecoin network, including chain upgrades, DRAND outages, and state updates. Chain upgrades test how quickly miners can perform network upgrades and get back online.
So chain upgrades are non-forward compatible upgrades to the protocol. Chain upgrades are very important in ensuring, that the protocol stays up to date. Testing is very important. There are a lot of different chain upgrades to ensure, the integrity of the network.
DRAND outages. What happens when the unique feature of Filecoin that serves as a publicly verifiable, unbiased source of randomness goes down? And state updates stress test the system.
I think in general that some people have got some things to think about now. How are we making sure that it's not only big get bigger, because that is a problem. Either you are really large and mine blocks, or you're not and you're out.
Reading a lot of the documentation is not quite the same, right? You can read about the protocol spec all day long, but then there's the pragmatic side of how does this thing actually work, and how do you actually operate this thing?
We hope that our contributions along with the community will really make it more accessible for other indie miners who are looking to participate in this network.
These competitors are helping discover problems, develop solutions during Space Race, so that when Filecoin mainnet launches, it'll help the protocol recover faster, making it stronger and more resilient for the day it debuts in the real world. So in this final stretch, 360 miners from all over the globe managed to reach a storage power of 230 petabytes. It's up from 140 from the week before, increasing the total global prize pool to a final 1.5 million Filecoin for this first space race. Average storage success rates remained high, above the required 80% at 86%, and retrieval success rates fared even better at an average of 98%. Not too bad. IPFS main and 6 block kept their leads at first and second place, but a little bit of drama here. IPFS Force dropped to 4th place, letting St. Cloud and Linden to take their spot in 3rd. And there you have it. We hope we gave you a deeper understanding of what's happening behind the scenes for what we'll see in the future, because you know what? We're going to need it. Did you know that we humans generate about 1.145 trillion megabytes a day? That adds up to around 371,000 petabytes per year. And with the advent of 5G and IoT, well, data will only exponentially grow from there. Today's current bandwidth, legacy infrastructure, and connection speed may not be able to keep up. There's a lot of work to be done. I hope you enjoyed watching Filecoin evolve over this 3-week-long web series covering Space Race. If you want to learn more, visit Filecoin.io to understand this new cutting-edge way of storing and distributing files. And while we learned a lot about the big miners, we also saw the importance of these smaller teams, these 1 to 3 people teams, these indie miners who are here and contributing to one goal: how to create a better permanent web immune to the vulnerabilities of today's World Wide Web. And that is the promise of Web 3.0. I'm Angie Lau, Forkast.News with Decrypt Media. We will see you there.